Hey carnivores, just checking in with you all to give you an update on my lion diet. This was the third week. So this is Friday, the day 21. And so over the course of the week, I've lost about another half a pound for a total of 7.9 pounds over the 3 weeks being on lion diet. Now this is my 400 and somethingth day on the carnivore diet, and I've lost approximately 80 pounds. You know, I'm at that stage where it's wobbling around, going up and down a lot. But overall, I've lost 80 pounds. And I'm going to stick with a lion diet one more week. I'm definitely gonna. I didn't buy any other food. I've only got beef in the house. I got ground beef, some T-bone steaks, some New York strips, and a couple of Franken ribs. Oh, and a roast too. I don't even know if I'll have time to take it out. I've mostly just been eating ground beef, and every once in a while a steak in the evening. So my foot pain got kind of bad today. It's been like ones and zeros all for the last more than a week, like the last 10 days. But today it was worse. But that's because I was walking around the hospital. Had to go for a mammogram today. Just routine. And had to park behind the hospital, so I had to walk all the way around, walk all the way through it. It was just a lot of walking on hard surfaces. And that makes my feet hurt. I mean, I still have rheumatoid arthritis. It's mostly in remission. But my joints are still rickety. Even though they don't hurt hardly ever. They don't bother me nearly as much as they used to. I used to be mostly disabled. I could walk around the house, get from, the bedroom to the couch, to the bathroom, to the kitchen, back to the couch. But I didn't do a whole lot of walking around. If I had gone to the hospital before, I would have had someone drop me off at the door. They would have brought a wheelchair and wheeled me to wherever I was going. And no, today I parked in the back parking lot and walked all the way around the building. So my feet hurt. And I need better shoes, but I have trouble finding shoes. That's a whole another story that's not necessarily related to the carnivore diet. But I got some cool stuff to show you. I don't need a knife to open this. The ladies that were, I guess, radiologists, whatever they're called, people who do mammograms, they give you a little notepad. So I've been waiting to open this. Oh yeah, this has got a lot of their breast cancer awareness stuff on here. Little sticky notes. And I love stuff like this. I'm just such a sucker for office supplies. Probably one of the main reasons I wanted to be a secretary. But yeah, that's really pretty. I love butterflies and pink and purple. Oh, other news. I got all of my blood work back. So, and I mentioned I'm in the Carnivore Quest for Women community. And we talked about, I mentioned that some of my labs, what's the one with the LDL, I think it was. I was just looking at it. Let me open it up and see. Let me get back where I can look at my all of my labs from this time. And some are a little disappointing. Waiting for it to load. Go to test results. So my glucose was 103, which is the lowest I've been tracking for a while. And I think last time I tested it, and this is just a fasting glucose from the doctor, and that was a part of a bunch of other tests that I had done. And this is the lowest been. It's 103. Last time it was 108. The time before that it was 126. I think the time before that it was 181. So my fasting insulin, it seems like, is coming down. The other test they did was, get back to those results, was the HbA1c. That one was a little disappointing. That's 5.7, which is just on the border. It's just barely in the pre-diabetic range. But last time I was 5.6. And I know that, I knew it wasn't going to be down a lot because I've checked my blood sugar pretty regularly. And I knew that it hadn't gone down enough to make much difference in my A1C. But it's gone up by 1/10 of a point, and that's disappointing. I don't think it means a lot in the scope of my overall health, and I know that there's probably a margin of error there. So, I've accepted it. It hurts a little, but I'm all right. I'm okay with it. And the next test I got, now this is what knocked him for a loop, was they did a lipid panel. And so my cholesterol is 193. That's in range, barely. TGL, I guess that's triglycerides, is 91, which looks like right in the middle. My HDL was 36. So this is curious. Their reference range is from 23 to 92. And so 36 is well within range for HDL, but previous reference ranges that I've had have stopped at 40, as 40 being low. So my HDL may be, it's always been about this though, between 36 maybe the lowest it's been, and 40 or 41 has been the highest it's been, and that's just like been barely good enough to keep them off my case about it. But the LDL was high, and I got in trouble. She I know, I'm not worried about it, but it is 138.8, and the high cutoff range for normal is 100. So she did write me a prescription for some statins. Obviously, I'm not gonna have any interest in taking statins, but this is the first time it's ever been high. Even if I were inclined to take a statin, I wouldn't do it immediately. That wouldn't be the first thing I tried. And this is just once. 6 months ago when I did my labs, it was normal. So I think that, I would wait. I'm like, let's just see what happens. So test it in another 6 months or a year. I know that they think having high LDL causes heart attacks. And but not being high for 6 months. So in any case, that was a cause for concern for them. And they tried to write me a prescription for it, but I declined. She did. This was just the yearly wellness exam that I get, and my insurance costs so much. I want them to pay for something, for God's sake. So I did go and get the yearly wellness exam, and these tests were included. And the other one, my TSH. Now, I know this is another thing that can go up. She looked at my labs from before, and she's like, your numbers are bad. I need to check your TSH. You may have low underactive thyroid. I'm like, I may. But the only thing she checked was my TSH, and I know that's a useless number by itself. However, interestingly, it's gone down a lot. It's not high anymore. It was 4 point something last time. Whatever it was high, and this reference range for this one says 4.5 is normal, so it must have been higher than that. But it was, 4.6 or 4.8 a few years ago. It's not something that gets checked routinely. But this time it was 153, so it was like a lot lower, and well within the normal range. And again, I know that doesn't really mean anything in terms of thyroid health, but still, I like it. I mean, it was it made me happy to see it had gone down a lot and is now, very much in the normal range. So the grand finale, the only reason that I really wanted to go, and I had to pay for this test myself because it wasn't one of the ones that was included, in the wellness thing. I think it cost $40-something. It was my insulin. Serum insulin fasting was 12. That is down from, it was at least, as I said, I think whenever I first tested, like a month into being carnivore, it was 21. So it's down almost 10 points from then. 6 months ago when I tested her in April, however many months ago that was, it was 15, and now it's 12. So it's still easing down. My goal is to get it under 10. And I'm just delighted that has happened. So yeah, that's cool. And I'm excited about it. So yeah, I told you I had something to show you. I showed you my fun little notepad. Man, boy, I love to take notes. So I got a set of knives. I had this sad old paring knife from Walmart with a little silicone rubbery kind of plastic handle, and it just I used it to death. The plastic around the blade was, it looked like something had chewed it up. Nothing been chewing on my knife, but that's what it looked like. So I threw it away, and right now I've been using probably another paring knife because I don't mind using smaller knives for cutting steak, but part of a set. But I really wanted to get a cool knife. I'm looking for a cool plate too. I want a nice steak plate, and I've seen some, but I'm trying not to spend too much money. I'm trying to be frugal, but I needed a knife because my other one tore up, so that was sort of my justification for this. So I got this set of steak knives, and they look really cool. Now they only cost about $40, so I'm not expecting exquisite quality. I'm not, I don't have stuff of exquisite quality. I'm just not that interested in it. I like stuff that's very utilitarian, very serviceable. But I wanted a knife that looks cool, and it makes, being a carnivore, it makes me enjoy eating more. Is that weird? I think I'll enjoy eating more too if I have a really nice wooden steak plate. But yeah, I don't need a steak plate. I still have plates, but I didn't have a good knife. So now I do, so I thought that we could look at them together. I like knives anyway. That's what I collect whenever I go places. Instead of buying souvenirs, I usually get like a pocket knife or something from a gas station. You ever go into a truck stop or a gas station and see they have this display of knives, and I feel like I'm the only person who ever buys these knives. I'll be going up to the cash register, hey, I need a knife, and I'll tell them what number it is. It was B14, and so they'll have to either, sometimes they have them in the box behind the counter. They don't have to go to the display and unlock one, but sometimes they have to go to the display and unlock it and give me what we want. Give me what I want. So I have a collection of knives like that. I'm a fan of edged weapons. I didn't show you this. I like the box. Is that magnetic? Yep, it's magnetic, which is a nice touch. I don't think it's necessary because normally you wouldn't leave them in here, I don't think. But I'll probably only take one out because, I mean, I guess why wouldn't you want them to stay in here and stay in good condition? But let's see if it's any good. So I'm taking out just this one. Now it says it has a wood handle, but I think that might be, it just looks like wood. It was made in China. I can't, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's some kind of resin or plastic. I don't think that's real wood, but I'm not positive. But it does look cool on the end. Do I know what this says? Sayokami steak knives, 4-piece set. So this one that was turned sideways in the display has got a plastic thing on it. So let's take that off without injuring ourselves. Oh yeah, it feels nice. It's a good, I mean, it's like exactly the size of my hand. So that's perfect. If you gotta cut something tough, you put your thumb or your index finger on there for some extra grip. And look, it's got that Damascus pattern. I'm sure this is not Damascus steel for 40 bucks, but it looks cool. Again, that's what I was going for. Something that was serviceable and that looks good. Does it feel sharp? Yep, it feels sharp. Yeah, I guess that makes it sharp. Doesn't mean it's sharp when it looks up paper. You probably can't read any of that because it's going to be backwards. But it says classic steak knife, 4.8 inch. Den. It's got some numbers, German high carbon stainless steel. And you know, it's full tang. I did see that in the description. That's definitely something that I look for. I can't be having a wobbly knife handle. And the 3 rivets, and it feels good and sturdy and sharp, and it looks cool. And let me try testing it all. Like, it's very yeah. So whenever I'm cutting, I just muscle memory tells me to put my index finger here when I'm cutting a steak. And I'm just trimming on this notepad down here. If I were using it for something else to bone, you know, dig a bone out of something, I'd probably, it just feels natural to stick my thumb there. But I'm excited to use them now. I'm glad I'm having steak for dinner. Oh, I found a shout out. I found another channel, another small channel that I wanted to bring to your attention. My New Life on Carnivore. She's got 311 subscribers. She's got 4 videos right now, but she did something really cool. She started Carnivore a year ago, and she's been doing videos every week since then. But she didn't want to upload them at first, because if she changed her mind and decided she didn't like it, or, you know, whatever, for whatever reason, decided she didn't want to do it, she didn't want to have wasted her time and put all of this out there for nothing. So now, after she's been doing it a year, she's posting her videos from a year ago, and I've watched the ones that she's posted so far. And they are really cool. What also I found interesting about it is she has rheumatoid arthritis, like me, that she was trying to get into remission. And I do know from the videos that I've seen so far that she's doing better health-wise. She's lost a lot of weight. She lost like 70 kilograms, I think she said, in the first year, which is a lot. Is that like 140 pounds, 140 something pounds? That is a lot. If my math is right, I don't want to be doing elementary math, but and I can't do conversions. But yeah, I'll put a link to her channel in the description. We should be watching her. She's doing good work, telling her story, and can be very inspirational. Everybody has needs to be able to share their story in the hopes that it may help somebody else. That's very important. Oh, I see my paintings behind me. I want to show you the one I've been working on that I just finished. Just so you all know what I've been up to. I painted this picture. I am in a couple of Facebook groups that show photography of Mississippi, specifically where I live, and there were several that I guess in the fall, this is just what the water, what color the water is. I've seen photographs that the water is this orange and yellow color when the sun's coming down, and it looks like fall, you know, but that's such a beautiful color. That's what inspired me to paint this in these colors, because they were just gorgeous. Now, pelicans sitting on a post. I always wonder what those posts are doing. How do we get out there in the middle of the ocean? But there they are. And they have birds sitting on them all the time. Was that everything? Man, this is a long video. This is going to be the longest one I've done. But I had a lot to talk about. I guess that's plenty for now. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And I'll see you next time.